Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go. Racing boys, my name's Erik Pate. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Racing with Erik Pate. Now, this is going to primarily be silly season, so real quick, I'm just going to go ahead and put a dash by all the drivers' names we have here of the drivers we are going to be discussing in this episode. I made a video earlier tonight talking about Martin Truex Jr.'s retiring, and I mentioned something about me getting whiteboard. That is not actually going to happen now. Honestly, I should have already put these dashes in when I hit record, before I hit record. So these are the 16 key players, and then got 16 different scenarios that can possibly play out. Then 16 car numbers with the team that's gonna be with that. So what's gonna happen is whatever team I think is they're gonna stay with, I'm gonna highlight it, hit cut, and then paste by the driver I think it goes with. Alright, so we're gonna start off with Ty Gibbs. Honestly, I think you should go to 2311. I think you should go to a lower tier Toyota team. I think you should take the 45 car. At the same time, though, I do not see that happening. I do not see Joe Gibbs just releasing his grandson from Joe Gibbs Racing. But honestly, there has been a few times I think Austin Dillon should have been released from Richard Childress. But, of course, that has yet to happen. So, I think Ty Gibbs is going to keep his ride next year. Alright. Tyler Reddick, same thing. Now, honestly, I think this is going to be a great move for Tyler Reddick if he moves over to Joe Gibbs Racing to drive the 19 car. Besides Denny Hamlin, I feel like, if we completely take out Denny Hamlin and Christopher Bell, the best Toyota driver right now is Tyler Reddick. Oh, you guys might be asking, where's Bubba Wallace? I chose not to put Bubba Wallace in this video because I don't see him leaving the 23 car next year. I do think he does belong in a better ride, though. I do think he belongs in a better ride. For the sake of this video, though, I don't see Denny Hamlin or Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin love Tyler Reddick. I mean, 3 of the 6 wins for 2311 Racing came at the hands of Tyler Reddick, and I don't think Tyler is going to stop winning for 2311. And I can guarantee you, Tyler Reddick probably wants to stay at 2311. Rumor has it Daniel Suarez contract might be over at the end of the year. Knowing Justin Marks and Pitbull, they have been with Daniel Suarez since day one. So I do think that the best fit for Daniel Suarez is him staying at his current team, Trackhouse. Now, this is where, so the top 3 is basically keeping their rides, is what I'm saying. Top 3 should be able to keep their rides. Let's get into the guys that I think, I'm going to add one more for the drivers. I just realized I did not put him on here. But we're not going to add another for the number, because 2 people will get the stays in and goes back to Xfinity. Anyway, Zane Smith, I think he goes to front row. And there are 3 really great numbers I think that belongs to Zane Smith. Real quick, we'll just go ahead and get one of those front row numbers out of the way. I honestly, now there's a lot of things to discuss here, but I don't see Todd Gilliland giving up his number at Front Row Motorsports, so I think he keeps the 38. Zane Smith, on the other hand, we already know for sure Michael McDowell the current driver of the 34, he's going to the 71 next year. That's why I didn't put the 71 on here, or Michael McDowell on this list. Because Michael McDowell is already, it's already official with Michael McDowell. He's going to 71. I think he's going to 71, or he's going to 77, and Carson Hocevar is getting to 71. Anyway, front row. And I would say, for the sake of this video, I would say we probably need a little bit of a better driver in the 34, because the only number that has won for front row has been the 34 car. But for the sake of this video, we are going to put Zane Smith in as the driver of the 36 for 2025. Alright, so I'm a little bit of a toss-up here between 3 for Mr. Erik Jones. So, he's going to stay with Toyota. I think he stays with Toyota. Question is, does he go over to 2311? Does he go over to back to Joe Gibbs, or does he keep the Legacy Motorsports car? There's a lot of options we can discuss here with Erik Jones. There are 3 possible options. I think the one that will work out the most for him. Now, I'm not saying that things are not working out for him and Richard Petty and Jimmy Johnson, but I think Denny Hamlin needs another driver. Another Toyota driver, one who's pretty experienced like Mr. Erik Jones himself. I think Erik Jones gets to go over to 2311 racing next year. Now, this is just hypothetical if 2311 does get, same thing with Trackhouse. It's already confirmed that Front Row does have another charter. And I think they're going to get the 36. But anyway, Ryan Preece. You know what? He was rushed again. I think he was rushed again. I hate to say it about Ryan Preece. He was rushed back into the Cup Series real quick. And I think he needs to go back to the Xfinity Series for a year or 2. Chase Briscoe. Ooh, there is a couple good options for Mr. Briscoe here. He can go to Front Row. He can go to Kaulig. He can go to Legacy. He can go to Legacy, or he can go to the Wood Brothers. Honestly, I think that's the best pick for him. I think the Wood Brothers is the best pick. I mean, Chase Briscoe, he's not the greatest Cup Series driver right now. He's not even the greatest Ford. Hell, I don't think he's even the greatest driver at Stewart-Haas Racing right now. That's Ryan Preece. But I'm moving Ryan Preece back primarily because he needs to. Ryan Preece needs a little bit more experience. Don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with Ryan Preece. But he hasn't shown me very much in the Cup Series. He hasn't shown me that he belongs in the Cup Series, really. I would say the best race he has had in the Cup Series was last year at Martinsville, when he got the pole and led, I think, like 88 laps, or 188 laps, and he got a penalty, never recovered. But that's like the only race that Ryan Preece has actually shown me something in the Cup Series. I'm looking it up right now. 136 laps at Martinsville. Noah Gragson, he's definitely going to be staying in the Cup Series, I think, next year. So he's not going to get our other, stays in and goes back to Xfinity. Honestly, though, there's 5 really good options for Noah Gragson. Got him driving the 19 car. We got him going to Kaulig to drive the 16. Got him going to Kaulig to drive the 31. Uh, Legacy's not going to take him back. I don't think he wants to go back to Legacy, because Legacy basically fired him over something stupid last year. Yes, I would admit the meme was a little bit too far, but I don't think Legacy, he doesn't want to drive for Legacy after what they did to him. If somehow Dale Earnhardt Jr. does open a team, I think, ooh, it's a really hard toss-up, but we're going to go ahead and eliminate. Let's go ahead and get my highlighter so we don't accidentally. I don't want to accidentally pick this one, so we're just going to put it red for now. There's a lot of good options. Noah Gragson is also a really great driver. I'm pretty sure. Let's do something real quick, actually. If this happens, if Noah Gragson decides to go back to Toyota, honestly, I think Joe probably wants some more experience. So we're gonna, we're gonna go back to Erik Jones for a second. We're gonna take away Erik Jones' ride and give it to Noah Gragson, and then we're gonna go with the JGR 19 car, and we're gonna give it to Erik Jones, because I think that's probably the best move we can make right there. That is the best move we can make. Alright, we can unhighlight this now. We can unhighlight that now. Josh Berry, he has shown me his potential in the Cup Series. There are two good options here for Mr. Josh Berry. Well, three. But I think the one that would probably work out the most for him is him going to Legacy. I feel like Legacy Motor Club is going to give him a pretty good ride. Alright. AJ Allmendinger. Actually, I'm just now realizing something. Let's give... I just realized I'd made a mistake. We're going to move this back down for a second. Alright. I think the two calling cards should go to Noah Gragson and AJ Allmendinger. I think those two guys deserve the rides. AJ has been with Kaulig since day one. Basically from day one. And I personally don't see a reason why he should be booted. He deserved. I felt like last season he was okay. He was good enough to be in Cup. I feel like he can make the threat to make a Cup, to get an overwinning Cup. And I'm talking about AJ Allmendinger. Honestly, if that's the case, I think that's going to be the best option for Allmendinger. Since we basically already decided that the two rides that were on this list for Joe Gibbs Racing, we're going to go to Erik Jones and Ty Gibbs. We can just go ahead and take Kyle Busch out of the question. He keeps his ride. RCR number 88. Alright, so Hemric, we have a couple of options with General Hemric here. Oh, actually, one more thing. I think Hemric, though, hasn't really shown me much in any of the three major series in the NASCAR Cup Series. How long have you been recording? 14 minutes. Wow, I thought this was going to take an hour. We'll come back. We'll come back. We'll come back to him. Why not? Why not? We'll come back to him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 possible spaces left. Shane van Gisbergen. He has already, obviously, he's either going to go to Kaulig or he's going to go to Trackhouse. There's no question about that. He's going to drive full time in one of the series, for one of those two teams. I think Trackhouse, and if originally I was going to put the 91 because that's the car he won in when he won the Chicago Street Course race last year. But at the same time, I bet, knowing Justin Marks, he's probably going to work out something and give the 97 to Shane van Gisbergen. Alright, so we got a couple spots left to fill. Now, these are the people who I think, this is what I think is going to happen. So I got 4 spots, 4 numbers. Know what? I don't know why keep changing Noah Gragson. But Hemric, I think, stays at Kaulig. But I think he just changes numbers. Noah Hemric. And then we'll go ahead and give back 2311 number 50 car back to Noah Gragson. Now we only have 3 possibilities left. Now who goes back to Xfinity? Who goes back and stays in Xfinity? Now, okay, let's just change this to who stays in Xfinity and who drives it. If Junior Motorsports was to get another car, I would assume they get the 88. And then who drives the 34? Cole Custer, I think, is ready to come back. I honestly don't understand why he was. I mean, he should have had at least one more season. I think he should have spent his 2020 season in Xfinity. Yes, in his rookie season, he did win a race. He did win a race in his 2020 season. So he should come back, and I think he's going to stay with Ford. And the only 4 team we had on here was front row number 34. So Custer comes back and drives the 34. And then Junior 88 goes to St. Mayer. I feel like St. Mayer is ready to go to Cup Series. Now, let's not put him in a top tier team yet. Let's not quite yet put him in a top tier team. And that's why I was hesitant at like guys like Noah Gragson. I didn't want to put him right back at Joe Gibbs. But and then stays in Xfinity, of course, has to go to Riley Herbst. So this is what I think all the moves in silly season that's going to happen with all the drivers who are currently facing the silly season right now. I'm probably going to get laughed at for probably a good half of these. I'm probably going to, if not half of these, almost all, but all the ones that are not highlighted, that I just highlighted, are the ones I'm probably going to get my butt laughed at for. I'm not going to care, though, because this is what I think is going to happen. When we get more confirmed rides, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to this document, highlight in green what we got right, and highlight in red what we got wrong. And with the wrong ones, we're going to put the correct one next to it. Anyway, that's my NASCAR silly season predictions. I literally thought this was going to take an hour. Turns out it only took 20 minutes. Like, subscribe, comment, favorite, be nice, cool, be awesome. Air to pay, don't say hates. See you guys later. Check your flags in the air.